السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما. ربي يسر ولا تعسر. ربي وتمم بالخير. اللهم اجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا. اللهم آمين. So we are going to start our today's session. Last week we have started a topic al-muta'addi bil harf, the transitive by using harf. Today we will start with a little brief, little revision what we learned last week, and try to refresh our memories, and then we will or some more. We will learn something more, and we will add up something in muta'addi bil harf so that we can fully understand the whole concept. So first of all, whatever we have learned last week, so I will just go through that. There were some concept as that we know that we are aware about the passive voice, that how to make the passive voice, like fatah al baba, it is futih al babu. So fataha become futiha, al babu is a naibul fa'il. So in passive voice, doer is always unknown. So also there was another concept about the maf'ul bihi. Basically, it answered one type of the maf'ul is maf'ul bihi. It answered the question of who or what action is to be done. And then we have taken some example, and we have seen that one is he opened, he helped, he ate. And then we have other examples like he slept, he stood up, he came and he fasted. There were two categories, and how they can be defined. There are two fi'l. One is transitive, al-fi'l al-muta'addi, and second is al-fi'l al-lazim. The transitive verb al-fi'l al-muta'addi can take maf'ul bihi, and they can be changed into passive. Two things, they would have the maf'ul bihi, and they can also be changed into passive easily. And most of the fi'l, we can do this with them. They will have the we can add the maf'ul bihi with them directly, and also we can change them easily with the pass into passive voice. Like we have the example nasara, fataha, akala. Nasara, he helped, and if it will be Nusira, he was helped. Fataha, Futiha, Akala, Ukila, and so these such fi'lul mutaaddi, these are called fi'lul mutaaddi. These that they can have the maf'ul bihi, and they can easily change into passive voice. The second type of verb was intransitive verb, al-fi'lul lazim. Intransitive verb, they cannot take maf'ul bihi. Uh, Means there is no maf'ul bihi, maf'ul exist for them, and also they cannot be changed into passive voice. So there is no ismul maf'ul for such fi'lul lazim. Like we have example like qama, nama, jalasa, ata. He stood up. They don't basically they are not generating any question like who or what. Qama, nama, he slept himself. Jalasa, uh, he sat down. Ata, he came. So these are called fi'lul lazim. So actual topic was that mutaaddi bil harf mean how lazim can be changed into fi'l mutaaddi. This was we discussed last time by taking some example that fi'lul lazim can be changed into mutaaddi, but how? But when we say that how to change fi'lul lazim to fi'l mutaaddi, it's mean we can do some modification. There will be possibility that fi'lul lazim can have maf'ul bihi, and it can be changed into passive voice. So this was the overall concept. The first was how to change fi'lul lazim to fi'l mutaaddi. First of all, jealous, like we have jalasa, he said, jalas al kursi, jalas al kursi, That does not make any sense. He sat the chair, and but so it is fi'lul lazim. So how we can change it into fi'lul mutaddi? As we have seen that we can do it by adding a harf, adding a proposition. Then we can make it is possible to add the maf'ul bihi, and then it can be changed into passive voice. We can change lazim into mutaddi by using a preposition. What is that? If you see it in English, it is he sat on the chair, and similarly in Arabic, that is ala. So in this case, jalasa alal kursiyu. Now, what happened? Now this alal kursiyu, it is completely, this is acting like maf'ul bihi, alal kursiyu. So jalasa alal kursiyu. Now, this is, so how we can change fi'lul lazim to mutaaddi? By adding a preposition. And what is here the preposition? That is ala. So here alal kursi is completely maf'ul bihi. Jalasa alal kursi. If it can be changed into fail mutaddi, then it is possible to change it into passivized as well. So what will be the passivized in this case? So it will be julisa alal kursiyu. And in this case, when julis, it is julisa. So when there is will be a passivized, there will be naibul file. So here alal kursiyu will act as naibul file. Similarly, one more example we have discussed here, that was um, here ata ta'ami. It does not make any sense. So what we have to do, we have to add b with that. So we can say that ata bit ta'ami, he came with the food, or he brought the food. And it can be changed into passive voice, utiya bit ta'ami. So here in this case, utiya bit ta'ami. So bit ta'ami act as naibul fa'il. So passive voice of fata will be uti. So this is what we have discussed last class, that what are the fi'lul lazim, transitive verb, intransitive verb, and then how to change fi'lul lazim to fi'l mutaaddi, and how to, what is the answer of that? We can change fi'lul lazim, intransitive verb to transitive verb mean mutaaddi by using a preposition. And if it can be done, then it's mean they can take maf'ul, is maf'ul bihi, and also it is possible to change them into passive voice. So this was all what we discussed last time by taking some examples. That there are two examples: jalasa alal kursiyu, julisa alal kursiyu, atabid. So here ala is added. So ala here is important here. Similarly, ata, b is added here, and so on. So let's take some more example and just try to dig out some more concept that what we can learn. Like, let's take the example, another example, ghadiba. Ghadiba means he was angry. He was angry at him. We cannot say ghadiba he, or he was angered upon them. He was angered upon ghadiba. So how this ghadiba is fi'lul lazim? How we can change it into fi'l mutaaddi? So we have to add the preposition. So ghadiba alayhi. So here alayhi is basically preposition, and complete alayhi is ghadiba alayhi, he was angry at him. Otherwise, ghadiba, he was angry, and it is not generating any question about who or what. He was angry. But when we say he was angry him, that does not make, he was angry at him. This at is addition. So now it will become fi'l al-mutaaddi. And how it is? Ghadiba alayhi. And similarly, how to change into passive voice? Same. Now it is possible that ghadiba can be changed into ghudiba. He was angered upon. And similarly, they were angered upon, ghudiba alayhim. So if I ask a question here, let me ask Anusha.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. What is Arabic for he was angry?
غضب.
Ghadib. So it is basically it is fi'lul lazim. So we want to make it mutaaddi. What we have to do? It
You
is
have to
not
add.
generating alay at. So when it
Yeah.
will be he was angry at him. So what will be Arabic?
غضب عليه.
Okay, if it is ghadiba, let's okay now. When we put ghadiba alayhi, what happened? Now it changed into mutaaddi. Is it or not?
Yeah.
So when it becomes to mutaaddi, it is very easy to change into passive voice. So what will be the passive voice of ghadiba alayhi?
غضب عليه.
Ghadiba alayhi. And he was angered upon. And if I say you were angered upon.
uh, غضبت عليه.
You were. This is here. You have ghadiba alayhi. What is the translation?
He was angered upon.
Now I am changing it. You were angered upon.
غضبت عليه. غضبت عليه.
So does we change anything here in this ghadiba? See here, ghadiba alayhi.
Angered upon.
He was angered upon alayhi. Keep going. They were angered upon.
غضب عليهم. Oh yeah.
So what will be you were angered upon?
Oh, غضب عليك.
Yes, and you all were angered upon.
غضب عليكم.
So there is no change in the ghadiba. Ghadiba is still same. So that this alayhi it become alayka. Okay, they were. You all were angered upon. What will be Arabic?
What?
You all were angered upon.
غضب عليكم.
Come. And we all were angered upon.
غضب علينا.
Okay. They were angered upon.
They were angered upon.
Yes.
غضب علي غضب عليهم.
Ghadiba alayhim. So this is how we can change the lazam to mutaaddi by using a preposition, and they can make it passive as like ghadiba. It will be ghadiba alayhi. Now the work will be easy for us to make it passive as ghadiba alayhi. Okay, she was angered upon. Anusha,
غضبت عليه.
no, is there any change in this?
There's change
Ghadiba?
for عليه.
Ha.
عليها. غضب عليها.
Okay, now Ghadiba is basically he was it is Fi'lul Lazam. So how we know that Fi'lul Lazam doesn't exist maf'ul. But if it has something maf'ul, so it will be what? It will be maghdubun. And if we see the Ghadiba table and maghdub doesn't exist actually. Maghdub doesn't exist. So how we can make now the question is how to make ismul maf'ul from fi'lul lazam. So we have the fi'lul lazam that is ghadiba. Okay, by our knowledge, by practice, we can say that maghdubun. It is basically ismul maf'ul, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It does not mean anything. We cannot. There will be maghdubun cannot be there. So what we have to do, the same thing. We can make it. We can make ismul maf'ul from fi'lul lazam by using a preposition. And now in this case, for example, it is yes maghdubun, so we can put it maghdubun alayhi. Maghdubun alayhi. And the same now we can, and now first time we are adding now maf'ul we have that is, but it maghdubun doesn't exist here. But how we can do it? We can do it by using we can make ismul maf'ul from fi'lul lazam by making or by using a preposition. And in this case, maghdubun alayhi, he was angered upon. He was, so just maghdubun, we didn't see that. So, but maghdubun alayhi, the same thing. He was angered upon. Okay, if it was he was angered upon, and if it says you were angered upon, so what will be there here? I
Uh,
would ask, let me
brother,
take,
Akhtar,
let me, sorry,
if you let me say something.
go ahead, Shabazmi.
So maghdubun alayhi means the one who is angered upon, right? It doesn't mean he was angered upon. Maghdubun alayhi, the one who is angered upon.
Right.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you, Shabazmi. So it is because now we are making ismul maf'ul, and maghdub ismul, the fatihun, the one who opens, and maftuhun, the thing which is open, the one who is opened. So similarly, ismul maf'ul here, it for maghdubun will be maghdubun alayhi, the one who was angered upon. The one who was angered upon. So similarly here, if we say, we make it plural like that, the one who was angered upon, that is maghdubun alayhi. And those who were angered upon, we cannot say maghdubuna or maghdubina. By table, we know that that is maghdubun, maghdubuna, but maghdubu, maghdubina doesn't exist. So what we have to do, the same formula like we just did before. Here we were doing, we did not change here anything. This is ghadiba alayhi, ghudiba alayhi, ghudiba alayka, ghudiba alaykum, ghudiba alayhim, ghudiba alayna. Similarly, when we come here, so we don't have maghdubuna and maghdubina, that we don't have the plural, just it will remain same, but here it will be maghdubun alayhi, the one who was angered upon, maghdubun alayhim, those who were angered upon, maghdubun alayhinna, those feminine who were angered upon. So the same concept as we did in the passive voice, that we can add it. Like here, we can add a harf, غضب عليه, غضب عليه, غضب عليهن, غضب عليهم, غضب عليك, غضب عليكم. Same thing here, if we don't have that, maghdub doesn't exist. How to make it maf'ul? We can add harf, and it will be maghdubun alayhi, the one who was angered upon. And then we have, there is no concept of maghdubuna, maghdubina. They doesn't exist. So they will be those who were angered upon, and maghdubun alayhinna, those women who were angered upon. We did this type of concept while we were doing Suratul Fatiha in my Salati. We take the same example here. So it is صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم. This علي is مغضوب عليهم. So this ala, maghdubi ala, maghdub doesn't exist there. So what happened? So we have to add the harf. So similarly, maghdubun alayhi, maghdubun alayhim. So here we translated maghdub, if it is maghdubun alayhim, when there will be al will come, al maghdubi alayhim. So meaning will be those who were angered upon. And this was the reason there that we have translated it like that. We did not take maghdub separately because maghdub doesn't exist. So why it doesn't exist? Because it is from ghadiba, and that is fi'lul lazim, and it does not have maf'ul, and it cannot be changed into passive one. So what we have to do in that case, we have to add a preposition, and this is the best example to understand it, that how we translate it. We did not translate it separately. This is maghdubi alayhim, those who were angered upon. Part of those you favored upon, not of those, no, not of those who were angered upon. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. We did it there. Similarly, if we take another example here, so we have وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ. So Jia, it is passive voice of Ja'a. Ja means he came. So what is it fi'lul lazim or fi'l mutaaddi? It is fi'lul lazim. How we can make it passive voice? Because it is fi'lul lazim. So we already knew that to make that to passive voice, what we have to do, we have to add a preposition. And we see here the what is preposition here? It is be. So it is waji'a be. So how we will translate it? So here if it is passive voice, so naibul file will be bijahannama. Bijahannama will act as naibul file. It is bijahannama is partly flexible. It is place basically, name of place. So that's why it is bijahannama. So how we will translate? So translation will be the Jahannam will be brought on the day. Wa and Jia. It can Yawma is in a day be Jahannama with Jahannam. But here Jia and what is the Jia is Felul Lazam. So it cannot Ja is Felul Lazam. It cannot be changed into passive voice. So what we have to do, we have to add be, a preposition that can be after that anywhere. So it is be here. So how we will translate? It cannot be started from here. So it is naibul file is be Jahannam. The Jahannam, the hellfire, will brought on that day. Okay. Similarly, here we have next one. Next ayah is وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ فَاخْتُلِفَ فِيهِ فَاخْتُلِفَ فِيهِ اختلف, that is again same thing. اختلف فِيهِ. I would ask Ibrahim, can you please explain it according to Muta'addi bil harf?
Here is اختلف, so the passive voice of that would be اختلف. So he was differed. Fihi, and then to add the harf jar, we add the fi. So
then it becomes fi'l.
Then it becomes fi'l lazim and fi'l mutaaddi, and then we added the harf jar. فاختلف فيه. So the translation would be, and indeed we gave Musa the book, so he differed in it. So
this is passive voice.
So he.
So it was differed in. Okay, let's make it separate. It was differed in, or it was disagreed. And if I say they were disagreed, so what will be Arabic here? Will be there any change here?
Him.
فَاخْتُلِفَ فِيهِمْ. And if we say we were disagreed in, فَاخْتُلِفَ فِينَا. This was the overall concept of fi'lul mutaaddi bil harf, that how we can change the fi'lul lazam to fi'lul mutaaddi. First of all, we should be very clear about fi'lul lazam, no maf'ul, no passive voice. But in normal case, but we can do that. How we can do that? How we can add the maf'ul? We can make a maf'ul with the we can change lazam by using a preposition. They can make it passive voice, and similarly, we can have ismul maf'ul from fi'lul lazam and by using a preposition. So these were some examples and all those, everything there. So over to you, Dr. Shabazz, do you want to add something? Otherwise, I have.